breaking my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground. Oh no, I've got to keep on moving. You're on a roll and now you pray relax. The road behind was rocky, but now you're feeling cocky. You look at me and you see your past. Is that the reason why you're running so fast? And she said, ain't nothing gonna break on my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, I've got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground. Oh no, I've got to keep on moving. Never let another girl like you work me over. Never let another girl like you drag me under. If I meet another girl like you, I will tell her. Never want another girl like you.
Woo! Woo! Whoa. Oh yeah. Woo! Woo! Woo, woo, woo. Woo! Woo! Whoa! Uh-oh. It didn't take this long. Whoa! Whoa!
Elle se moque de toi parce que toi non.
Je te comprends, ce n'est pas facile, car où tu marches, tu crées son nom. Ce n'est pas pour t'y poser au fait, c'est t'as pris le bras devant les gens. Toi tu veux jouer Roméo et Juliette, mais elle ne pense qu'à l'argent. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Tu deviens solar à cause des fidèles, toi qui te crois intelligent. Excusez-moi, vraiment tu es bête, ce n'est pas de ta faute, monsieur Péchant.
This way. I know. A lot of times I'll see somebody with the same shirt I'm wearing in Disney.
On dirait tu n'es pas là. Moi je connais ces rigolades, je suis déjà passé par là. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Et qui est ce camarade?
Alright, this is the meat spot. So now we gotta find shade. Let's go over by these trees.
Le pauvre con, et me voilà. Écoute-moi, oh camarade, laisse tomber cette fille, tu m'entends. Elle va te rendre malade. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Mais elle ne va jamais, mes camarades. Elle profite de toi et tu es content. Même si paroles sont froides, tu dois les sentir.
Well,
Hannah, you good? Pull it tight. Mike, you know that? The big tail business. Put your shoes in. It's a big rubber thing.
probably took too long.
Keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the wrap. So if you want your children, may you have a memorable season.
Plus que ses promesses, elle t'aimera pas même un instant.
This is where that truck is, up here.
Oh, yeah.
There's a truck up
Okay,
there.
so there's the truck. The truck is from MGM Studios.
Actually, you're right. That's not it. Who's that?
Quando quella sedere, por favor, salga con cuidado, lleva alta a la plataforma.
Qui ce camarade, je parle seul, personne n'est là. Alors c'est moi le camarade, le pauvre con, et me voilà.
Yeah. And you ever see when you get into the landing where the animals are, there's like a bridge thing the animals can't get through?
Safely seated at all times throughout our journey. That means there is no standing allowed on my truck today. And please keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck at all times. Now the warden has given us the all clear already, so let's go ahead and get started. Our first stop will be at the Little Eternity Forest. The forest is home to many animals who use their natural coat colors and markings to blend with the environment around them. And this is called camouflaging, and many animals will use it to hide from predators. So we'll keep a lookout, see if we can find any camouflage animals hanging around here. Now I think there might already be a black and white bird hanging out on the left side. There are two of them. Those are saddle-built storks hiding behind the trees up here. Since there are two of them, pretty safe to assume this is a mated pair. They do mate for life, so pretty cute. See that couple out here. Males have dark brown eyes and females have bright yellow eyes. So a cool way to tell
What
them
is
apart.
that?
There's an okapi off on the right side, hanging out near the bamboo. The okapi might look like it's related to the zebra because of those fun striped party pants it has on, but it's not. They're actually related to the giraffe instead. So it's super cool that we're starting our journey off with some pretty shy and reserved animals. I'm also glad to see those birds back there. I don't know if we'll see any more out here, but keep a lookout. There could be some more hiding out here. Those birds are about 5 feet tall. They even have a wingspan of about 9 feet wide. Now that's about the width of the truck canopy above your heads. They do have a bright yellow saddle shape on their bills as well, so that's what helps to give them their name, the saddle-billed stork. You might have caught a glimpse of it back there while they were hiding on top of the hill. Unlike most birds, they actually don't vocalize because they don't have any vocal cords. So instead, they rattle their bills, and that is their way of making noise. Pretty cool. But you have to pay close attention along all the bushes and along the rocks because you never know what you're going to find out here. These animals are really good at camouflaging, just like the bongo here on the left, hiding right by the bush. I do see some more up ahead as well. A little easier to see some of the ones hiding back by the bamboo in that lower corner. There might be a greater kudu or two out here too behind the bushes. Pretty tall tan antelope that are hiding. But these bongos are definitely easier to see. Now, both those animals, both the greater kudu and the bongo, they have white stripes on those coats, helping them to blend in with the light rays shining through the trees. So their coats are a pretty excellent use of camouflage. So we're really cool to see them hanging out here. We're going to go ahead and leave the forest. So we're making our way over to the Safi River. Now, the Safi River is home to many semi-aquatic animals who spend most of their day in the water. So we'll keep our eyes out on the surface of the river for any bubbles, ripples, maybe some dark shadows that might be hanging out beneath the surface. I do see some birds just hiding in the water, but it's a little hard to see them. We'll keep going. We have a lot of river left to explore, so we'll try to find some more hippos out there. Well, these pink-backed pelicans get their pink-backed scurrying mating season, and their faces flush and blush that pink color too. But it's kind of like they are blushing for their pressure. It's pretty cute. They're also one of the only species of pelicans that nest to rest in the trees. Luckily, there are some more hippos out here. There's even one out of the water over there on the bank. Super cool to see. Well, these are Nile hippopotamuses, and they are nocturnal. Come out at night most of the time, so really cool we're spotting a lot of them in the daytime. They spend so much time in the water, especially really close to the bottom of the river, because they can hold their breath for several minutes. Super cool. I wish I could do that, but I haven't learned how to hold my breath for that long. These guys don't really swim. They kind of just let themselves sink to the bottom of the river, and then they tend to just walk along the bottom of the river instead of actually going swimming. So it is really cool to see this one out of the water here, snacking away. They are herbivores. They love to eat plants and vegetation out here, so that one's just snacking on some grass. A group of hippos, like the ones we just saw down below, is a bloat. Kind of a funny name, a bloat of hippos. Seems a little fitting for these guys to migrate based on their size. And they will use a red pigmented oil on their sweat glands. It's nicknamed the term blood sweat. I was going to say, that's really cool. It's like a natural sunblock for them, even a natural antibiotic ointment as well. So it helps them to fight against infections they might have. Now we're making our way over a bridge here. We commonly call it Croc Bridge. There have been reports of Nile crocodiles, just like that one down there. So I'm going to go nice and slow because I don't want to go swimming with that guy down there. I don't think you do either. Nice and slow here. Now the good news is it looks like we missed it all. Made it safely over the river and the crocodiles below. Now Nile crocodiles are the largest species of crocodile in Africa. They average about 16 feet in length, which is about as long as a giraffe is tall. But they're actually very gentle mothers. Mother crocodiles will gently roll their eggs in their mouths to help with healthy hatching of their babies, and then they'll gently carry the babies in their mouths with them after they hatch to help protect them. Now the river is drying up a bit out here. That's a pretty good sign. We are leaving it behind and making our way to the savannah. It's a different ecosystem. It's home to different animals, plants, and trees. Now speaking of trees, this funny looking tree on the right here is a baobab tree. Now baobab trees will go leafless about 9 months out of the year, and they store thousands of gallons of water in their trunks. These trees have a few nicknames. One of them is the upside down tree, kind of because it looks like their roots are upside down, even though they're actually not upside down at all. Now their other nickname is the tree of life, which does sound kind of familiar to me. I don't know if anybody else has heard of the tree of life before or not, but it is called the tree of life because so many animals will come to that tree as a source for water. Now we are making our way down this overlook of the savannah. We'll see what animals might be hanging around here. Now, savannah is home to some of those famous friends, just like the giraffe I see hanging out here. This is a Maasai giraffe. Those spot patterns are a bit messier looking, not as uniform in shape. Where there's one, there's usually more than one. They do live in groups called towers. I think they're called a tower because, you know, they're just so tall they tower over everything else out here. Well, that little antelope next to us on the right is a springbok. They kind of look like s'mores a little bit due to those colors. They can run about 55 miles an hour and can even jump about 9 to 13 feet in the air from standing. That's about 9 feet straight up and 13 feet in front of them. So super cool to see a little springbok out here. I do see some wildebeest off to the right as well, so we'll get closer, say hi to those guys. If you look to the left, there is a den. That could mean there are some predators hanging around here. Oh, like African painted dogs. They're sleeping underneath that green leafy tree in the shade over there, so a little hard to see them. Their coat patterns are brown, black, and white colors. Each one is unique. They kind of look like paint splotches. But you don't want to let their cute faces fool you too much. They are one of Africa's most successful predators. That's due to their amazing endurance and collaboration as a group to go hunting. That being said, I still think they're pretty cute, but since it's nap time, let's just go ahead and leave them to. I do see some more springbok hanging out on the left here. Nice little s'more pattern. There's a couple of them out here. And of course, get closer to these wildebeest too. Now, these wildebeest are very vocal animals. They make a newing sound. That gives them their nickname, the new. It's spelled G-N-U. It kind of sounds like a cow's moo a little bit, just a little bit more nasally. That's kind of the best way I can describe it as. Now, these wildebeest also have scent glands in their hooves. That allows them to find and follow each other. That is really important. They are a migratory animal, and that means that millions of them can move together at one time. So it is pretty important that they have those scent glands. That way they keep track of each other. We are passing some termite mounds on the left side. Those are made of soil, termite dung, and termite saliva. And they become as hard as concrete. Now, a lot of animals out here might want to use them like a scratching post for their horns, maybe their shark meerkats that are a bit on the sugar or smaller side. They climb to the top of the termite mounds. Take a look around, use them as a good lookout point for predators. There's a nice view of that giraffe over there. I bet we're going to find some more out here, so we'll keep going, try to find other Maasai giraffe hanging out here. Now, fully grown Maasai giraffe are about 18 to 20 feet tall. They also have really long tongues as well, from about the length of your fingertips down to your elbow on an adult arm. That's about how long their tongues are, so about 18 inches long, which is, long enough to lick their own eyeballs and pick their noses with it. Kind of gross, I know. Kind of cool at the same time, though, I think. That is a prehensile tongue that they have, meaning finger-like. They use their tongues to pull leaves off of trees. That's one thing that makes them closely related to the okapi. Okapi, I know it's kind of bright, so if you cover your eyes, you can kind of see it a little bit better. There's a slightly shorter one next to us. It's been observed that Maasai giraffe will actually give birth standing up out here on the savannah. Their babies are about 6 feet tall when they're born, which is taller than me. That little one, though, probably closer to 12 feet tall, so really about a year and a half old. Not so little anymore. Well, off to the left are some Ankoli cows. They have really, really big horns, growing about 6 to 8 feet from tip to tip. But they are semi-hollow, so actually not too heavy for them. They're filled with many blood vessels, helping to keep them nice and cool and warm as needed. That is called thermoregulation. It's using blood flow to monitor body temperatures, and a lot of animals will use thermoregulation out here to monitor those body temperatures. Those cows do have another name, that is the Watusi cattle, named after a tribe in Africa that first domesticated them, and they're also one of the only species of domesticated animals out here on the reserve. Passing some more wildebeest or gnus off on the right side there. But we're coming up between some more baobab trees, and if you look closely, you might notice a few holes or puncture marks in the trees. I mentioned they are a great water source. Well, animals that have horns or tusks, they can pierce the outside of the tree, so water will come out of it for them, and that provides a bit of an opening for other animals who don't have horns or who don't have tusks to get water from the tree as well. All those animals can then chew on that spongy texture on the inside of the tree. They can even chew on the tree bark, and they're able to get the water out that way. So it's definitely a great water source. Now, this is really hard to see. If you look where that big baobab tree is straight in front of us, there's an African elephant hiding way back there behind it. You might catch a glimpse of it walking around. A little hard to see. Now, elephant family herds, they are run by a female or a matriarch. So the mothers are the ones in charge, and the males, they hang out by themselves or in smaller bachelor herds. So keep a lookout. We might find some more elephants hiding off to the left side there. But just around the river bend are some greater flamingos here on the left. Now, these guys don't hatch pink like you might think. They hatch a gray color instead, and they get the pink color from the food that they eat. They eat shrimp, and that shrimp contains beta-carotene, and that's what gives them that pink color that you see. This is a flamboyance of flamingos that we're looking at. A bit of a tongue twister, I know, of flamboyance. And there are those elephants. You can see one, maybe a few of them hiding way back there. I'm glad we're at least spotting a few of them. It's a great sign of hope for the future of their species. Now, unfortunately, African elephants are being poached for their tusks, which are made of ivory, but despite the ivory ban put in place in 1989, they are still being poached. But we can help them out by making informed and responsible purchases. So that way, we can help combat illegal trade, and we can help devalue illegal trade products as well. So keep seeing more and more elephants out here on the savannah. Look to the left, you might see a few of them hiding back there. They have a prehensile trunk, again meaning finger-like. They use it to scoop up things like food and water and guide it to their mouths, and they'll even scoop up mud. Throw it on their backs, use it like a sunblock, bunker pellet, keeps them cool, and it's good for their skin. And you know who else uses mud? These rhinos, and it looks like a rhino is in fact in the road in front of us. So we might just, hang tight here because this rhino is blocking the road. But they do love to use the mud for the same reasons that those elephants do. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer here. See if we can slightly nudge our friend out of the road. But not going to get too close. Looks like I think the rhino's just going to hang tight right in front of us. So let's just sit tight here for a minute. Number one. That is why they are called a crash of rhinos. But luckily now we're officially good to keep on moving. They're just playing with us a little bit, having some fun. And it looks like some ostriches, maybe even a little antelope way off on the right side back there. So we'll make our way over there and say hi to those friends that were hiding around the corner. Well, we are officially entering predator territory. This is a bit of a higher elevation area on the savannah, and predators love to use it to locate their prey. Now, I have spotted some cheetahs out here. Might be a little hard to see. There is one sleeping on the corner of that hill, right by that big rock. It's a little hard to see behind that tree over there. If you happen to catch a glimpse of it. Now, cheetahs have semi-retractable claws.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to keep that traction while they're running really high speeds. Kind of like a soccer cleat. They do have really sturdy tails, helping them with their balance while they're making tight turns. Now, they can reach speeds up to about 60 miles an hour in about 3 seconds, so they are very, very fast. Now, they can't roar, so they're actually not considered a big cat, but they will chirp and purr just like your house cat will, which I think is pretty adorable. They do have black lines under their eyes that are kind of like natural sunglasses for them, so it helps them to absorb the sun's light rays more. Well, Pumbaa means foolish in Swahili, but that's really silly because warthogs are super smart. They'll use their tusks to dig these tunnels or burrows, and then they go backwards into the burrows, defending themselves from nearby predators. Back here is where I saw that ostrich, somewhere back on the right side. Looks like 2 ostriches laying down by the tree line, and a little antelope. That's a water buck. Now, water buck will drink abnormally large amounts of water each day and secrete a greasy, smelly liquid that they coat themselves with. That makes their coats waterproof and helps keep them away from any predators that can be around. And we just saw those ostriches, and I think there's an ostrich egg nest just on the ground on the right by the bushes. Each ostrich egg can weigh about 4 pounds. They have about 2 dozen broken chicken eggs.
God, they just put them in the middle like that?
One of those ostrich eggs. That kind of makes sense when you think about it. Since they are the world's tallest bird, at about 6 to 9 feet tall, it does make sense they're going to have some pretty large eggs as well. Those eggshells are very, very strong. One of us can actually stand on one of those eggs, and that shell will not break. Super impressive. Now it looks like we have made our way to Magadi Glen. The warden hangs out around here. She takes care of Nigeria and dwarf goats out here on the edge of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. They are super cute, they are super playful. They're also dairy goats, so their milk is sweet and nutritious and sold for economic profit. They do have a pot-bellied appearance because they are ruminants with a 4-chambered stomach, helping them out with their digestion. Well, also on the left in front of the house there's a yellow box hanging from the chains. That's a beehive box that you see. Now, research was conducted and it was found that African elephants are afraid of bees. Unfortunately, farmers in Kenya were having a bit of trouble with African elephants eating and destroying their crops, and sadly it led to them trapping and poaching the elephants. Now, when this research was conducted, bee boxes and bee fences were planted alongside the farmers' crops. Now, that proved to be a win-win situation for everybody involved. The African elephants stayed safely away from the farmers' crops because they were afraid of the bees, and the farmers were able to profit off of their healthy crops, and they could profit from the honeybees as well. And it was actually started here at this state. Well, friends, unfortunately, our journey to the Harambe Wildlife Reserve has just about come to an end. But I hope you all enjoyed your visit today, and I hope that you feel inspired and want to protect the many amazing animals that we saw today, just like how we are inspired to protect them out here on the reserve. Now, if I have any wilderness explorers on my truck today, you all are riding aboard the Simbo 1. That is the Simbo 1. Well, friends, here in Harambe, we don't like to say goodbyes. They are too sad and too final, so instead we say Kwaherini. Kwaherini means to go well, so Kwaherini, everyone.
Kwaherini.
Remember to go well, to go wild, and to go make a difference for animals. My name is Corbin. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and I want to thank you all for
Ce n'est pas pour tes beaux yeux au fait, c'est t'a pris le bras devant les gens. Toi tu veux jouir au milieu et Juliette, mais elle ne pense qu'à l'argent. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Tu deviens soulard à cause d'une fillette, toi qui te crois intelligent. Excusez-moi, vraiment tu es bête, ce n'est pas de ta faute, monsieur Péchant. Je t'en prie, oh camarade, on dirait tu n'es pas là. Moi je connais ces rigolades, je suis déjà passé par là. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Et qui est ce camarade?
Right, it's not real, but
Well, no, it actually is a real. It's a real stuff. Ferrofluid is a real thing. That's what they're using. It's a black. Let's see how much. Hey, pocket rat.
yes.
All right, everybody to the side. All the way down the street. Perfect. I'm gonna put up the restraints down. Picture back in 3, 2, 1.
Restraints activated.
I'm gonna come back and check everyone. You're gonna feel a little bit.
Écoute-moi, oh camarade, laisse tomber cette fille, tu m'entends. Elle va te rendre malade.
All right, travelers, are we all ready to fly?
Vivre longtemps.
Yes.
Je
Perfect.
sais
Sit right down and
bien
enjoy your
que
flight.
tu l'aimes et tu lui as donné ton âme. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes et tu lui as donné ton âme. Mais elle ne t'a jamais aimé, camarade. Elle profite de toi et tu es content. Même si pour les endroits, tu dois les sentir pour autant. Regarde-toi bien dans la glace et réfléchis, c'est important. Tu as choisi une épine, hélas, ce n'est pas une rose de printemps. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Ne compte plus sur ses promesses, elle t'aimera pas même à 100 ans. Elle va jouer à double face, elle changera, elle
Welcome back. Please step off the link chair, gather your belongings, and exit the link chamber.
Whoa. Are you recording that whole thing?
I tried. I wanted to see how much.
Combien elle t'a pris pour un imbécile? Mais toi tu trouves tout ça c'est bon. Ne me dis pas non, c'est inutile, car pour moi tu es un con. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Sois un peu fier, laisse-la tranquille. Elle se moque de toi, ça se voit, non. Je te comprends, ce n'est pas facile, car où tu marches, tu crées son nom. Ce n'est pas pour tes beaux yeux au fait, c'est t'a pris le bras devant les gens. Toi tu veux jouer Roméo et Juliette, mais elle ne pense qu'à l'argent. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Tu deviens soulard à cause d'une fillette. Toi qui te crois intelligent, excuse-moi, vraiment tu es bête. Ce n'est pas de ta faute, monsieur Péjean. Je t'en prie, oh camarade, on dirait tu n'es pas là. Moi je connais ces rigolades, je suis déjà passé par là. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Je sais bien que tu l'aimes, tu lui as donné ton âme. Mais qui est ce camarade? Je parle seul, personne n'est là. Alors c'est moi le camarade, le pauvre con, et me voilà.
Long